There are all kinds of artists. They inspire, they bring joy, and their work can change the world. And here at Isagenix, we're creating a different kind of art. Because to us, well-being is an artful blend of science and nature, of health and abundance, and of passion and an undying zest for life. People are our canvas. We are a global community on a mission to inspire, encourage, and live a healthier life. By bringing together some of the most talented artists in their field, we can find simple ways to help you look better, feel better, move better, and of course, live better. Because everyone deserves to feel healthy. This is our art form. This is our obsession. This is the art of well-being.
All right. Hey, everyone. Eric Coover here, and I want to welcome you to day number 2 of our virtual celebration event. I'm here once again in our Sydney, Australia office with our incredible team here in Sydney. These guys right here are the backbone of our Australia, New Zealand market. They're so incredible. And I've got the boss man right here, Steve Foxwell, our general manager of Australia, New Zealand, who's done so much for this company. It's great to be with you, man.
Thanks, man. And look, I know for the Aussies and the Kiwis, we have just launched the incredible Cellutoire line. I don't think I've ever seen Australia and New Zealand be as excited as I've possibly seen them. And of course, the new adaptogenic elixir, right, is on its way. So excited.
That's right. Adaptogen elixir available now, just like it is in the US, in Australia, New Zealand as well. And I know people in the US are just like foaming at the mouth to get some Cellutoire. They've been seeing the marketing that you and the team have been putting out. Just done such an incredible job. So as is tradition with Isagenix, you know, we launched lots of products in Isagenix. We're very good at that. We launched the collagen elixir shot. We just yesterday launched our adaptogen elixir kombucha shot. But there's one little shot that just remains timeless in Isagenix. And yes, it is these little bad boys right here. The E-shot. You guys love the E-shot? Yeah! So as is tradition at our Isagenix celebrations, we are all together. Yes, you at home virtually as well are going to share the shot with literally tens of thousands of people all around the world. So go to your fridge, get a little cool E-shot on ice. love it when it hits my lips every single morning. You said it was the first thing you drink every morning.
Absolutely,
Is the e-shot. So this is how this is going to work. Go grab your e-shot, and basically on the count of 3, all together, we are going to chant "Share the shot" 3 times. How many times? 3. 3 times. That's right. And then after the 3rd "Share the shot" chant, I'm going to say, "Are you ready to?" And then all together, once again, we're all going to say, "Share the shot." And then after that, you skull that e-shot. I'm going to spike mine, and then everybody is going to go nuts. We want you bringing the energy wherever you are. I don't care if you're in your car, if you're walking your dog, if you're at home in your living room. We want you bringing pandemonium wherever you are, showing the energy that these little bad boys bring to the world. So are we ready?
Yes!
All right. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Share the shot! Share the shot! Share the shot! Are you ready to
Share the shot!
Eric Coover, thank you so much. Nobody does it better than Mr. Coover.
No,
That's a
nobody
fact.
does it better. So welcome to Isagenix Celebration Day 2. How many of you couldn't sleep last night because you were so excited about all the amazing things announced yesterday, especially our newest innovation on the landscape of physical well-being, the adaptogen elixir.
Yeah, that adaptogen elixir got me excited, but I got to say, it's much more than excited, Carmen. I'm what you might call super duper pumped.
Super duper pumped.
Yep, that's it. That's what it is. So if you're as pumped up as we are right now, we want you to type pumped, but it's got to be like the pumped.
Pumped.
Don't just like willy-nilly pumped. It's pumped.
Pumped.
In the chat right now. Let's see it. Yeah.
Wow, everybody's pumped up. All right, I am your Director of Sales for the Central Region, Carmen Lopez, and this is your Director of Sales and Field Training, Christopher Nish. And we are here to pump
you up. That's right. Listen, talking about being pumped, right now is when you've got to pump up your orders, okay? When you get the Adaptogen Elixir bundle packs today, you get what we like to call a little something special. It's called free shipping. What kind of shipping is it, Carmen?
Free shipping. So, are you ready for day 2? For real, that's not a rhetorical, my Isagenix folk.
Isagenix folk, if you are ready for a day packed full of well-being goodness, Trainings from Delray Messer, Stephen Lavoti,
Sonia Mafus, and Kristen Jenkins.
Alvi Shepard, Jessica Rigner, and our keynote speaker, Chris Doe. Then we need you to type, I'm ready, in the chat right now. Let's wait.
Look at all the readies.
I think we're ready.
I think we're all ready. And let's not forget our 3 agreements, right? First, play 100%. Get your pen and pencil and your paper, whatever you want to write on. Get your snacks, get your beer, and be playing 100%.
Give it all.
Number 2, be open. Be open to get out of your comfort zone. Be open to learn new things. And last but not least, have fun. Have lots of fun while you're learning, and make sure that your team is learning as well and having fun.
Yeah, and we have fun right here, right now, and you're welcome because we're so much fun, right? You're
we
welcome.
are.
Listen, right now we have a segment that is going to truly focus in on the nuts and bolts of building a successful Isagenix business through sharing our amazing well-being solutions. And to kick things off is a mother of twin 6-year-old boys, Anthony and Bo. She's a wife of her wonderful husband, Dave, and a part-time fitness instructor. When you see her, you're going to say, holy smokes, she looks fantastic. Right? And part of that is because after experiencing the incredible results with Isagenix products and having a drastic change in her career as a corporate executive, she decided that she needed to share the products and this opportunity with as many people as she could. She's gone on to build a successful Isagenix business in the pockets of her spare time. Her commitment, hard work, and clear vision have made it possible for her to see tremendous success. I mean, she's a Start 1000 member, top leader in action, and a Top Achievers Award winner. When you hear her voice say, declare it, believe it, achieve it, you know it's time to show up and do work. Everybody, please welcome Kristen Jenkins.
Thank you, Christopher and Carmen. As you just heard, my name is Kristen Jenkins. How many of you are ready to live your dream life? If you're truly ready, type yes in the chat. Thank you. And how many of you are ready to share your dream life with your family and your loved ones? If you're ready, just say yes. Come on, guys, say it with me. Say yes. Thank you. Now, if you're ready to learn exactly what you need to do to design and create your dream life, type I'm ready in the chat. Yes. Yes, Sue, you're ready. Yes, Jen. Awesome. Thank you. I want you to think back over your life and think of certain moments that have truly changed it. When I think of these moments, I fill up with gratitude. I have an inner smile on my face. I might get chills as I take it all in. And I just love to go back and relive them. If you can relate in any way, just show me one of your best smiles. Thank you. If it's okay, I would love to share one of these moments with you. Now, I could share the moment that Isagenix came into my life. However, the moment that truly has impacted not only me, but my family and my friends and my loved ones was the moment I decided to commit and run with this business. Before Isagenix came into my life, I was an incredibly busy corporate executive for a multi-billion-dollar company. On top of that, I was very pregnant. Not with just one baby, but 2. I was pregnant with twins. I was working around the clock for my company. I had no time freedom, and I was just desperate to get to the weekends. Can anyone relate? Let me see your hand up in the air if you also feel like you are working really hard for somebody else's dream. Now keep your hand up if you would love to create more time freedom. Thank you. I truly believed I was going to climb the corporate ladder for the rest of my working life. But everything changed with the birth of my 2 beautiful sons, Anthony and Bo. And holding them in my arms and looking in their eyes, I mean, that was everything for my husband, Dave, and I. And 6 short months later, my company decided to restructure and expected me to just work as hard, but making half of my commissions. How many of you have ever been let down by your boss or your company or caught up in a restructure? Wave your hand. Thank you. And I'm certain that many of you can relate to what I'm about to say. I was only seeing my boys and my husband for a little bit at night and on the weekends. And of course, I was exhausted. So let me get to that exact moment that changed everything for me and my family. First, I want to thank my dear friend, Jamie Lynn, who cast the vision for me and was always showing me what was possible. She showed me that if I worked just as hard for myself in my Isagenix business as I did for my boss, I could do really big things. And this, you guys, this was my moment. This is when I realized that time freedom and spending quality time with my boys was truly possible. But first, I had to commit and I had to go to work. And sure, there were moments along the way where it got hard and I thought about quitting, but I just kept focusing on my dream life with my boys, all three of them. And while the majority of people do this as a part-time, I am proud to be a full-time professional network marketer focused on contribution and helping others. So I want to take a moment here and I invite you to close your eyes. Go ahead, close them. I can see you. Okay, now take a deep breath in and breathe out. And as your eyes are closed, I just want you to listen to my voice for a few seconds here. I want you to focus on this moment and begin to see the big picture of your dream life. How are you spending your time? Who are you spending your time with? And what are some of the things that you just love to do? Breathe it in and see this picture in your mind. How does it make you feel? Keep your eyes closed. Now, what would you be willing to do to create this? What sacrifices would you be willing to make? What is your reason? For me, it was my three boys. But what would be your reason to make this moment the most significant of your dream life? Open your eyes. If you're really ready to commit to your dream life, I want to hear ready in the chat right now. Let me see it. Ready. Yes. Yes, you are ready. Thank you. Before we get to our first trainer, there is a great saying from a coach that I love. Be where your feet are. I love this quote, and I really want you to think about this and what it means. Be where your feet are. You are here right now. Commit. You made a decision to show up today. So show up. Put your phone away, get out your pen, and be present. Be where your feet are. Over the next 90 minutes, we are going to hear from different leaders as they share their pro tips to help you design your dream life. And this is all built around the Leader in Action formula. You will learn the skills you have to master, and you will be given the tools so that you can succeed. This is exactly what I teach my team to build a successful business. So first up, I have the absolute honor of introducing an incredible woman. She's a doctor of chiropractic, a mom, an athlete. She's a Legacy Club member, and she was the top enroller last year. How many of you would love to enroll more people? That's what she's going to teach us. What I love about her is she is a dynamic leader who has had a huge impact on my business and my team. She exudes passion and really just loves helping everyone. So please give a warm welcome for Dr. Delray Messer.
Thank you, Kristen. I am Dr. Delray Messer. I'm a retired chiropractor, mom of two girls, McKenna and Gianna, and I am a full-time Isagenix mompreneur. I found it ironic that I was asked to speak on the art of connecting because just 6.5 years ago, I was sitting in a seat a lot like you at my first event. I was feeling very overwhelmed and uncertain. I was in a big transition in my life, both personally and professionally. And I lacked a lot of self esteem and self confidence at that time. And if you've ever been through a transition, I want to hear in the chat how you felt as well, because if you felt that way, I can completely relate. So I watched this beautifully dressed, well spoken woman step on stage at the event to share her story. And I thought to myself, where is the nearest exit? I don't belong here. But when Lisa DeMeo so authentically and transparently shared her story about being a single mom and building this business, for the first time, I actually believed it was possible for me too. And the reason why is because I connected to her story. I felt like I could relate to her. I felt like I was in her shoes, and I felt it was finally possible for me too. And how many of us minimize the impact of our stories every single day? Like Kristen said, how many of you would love to enroll more new people in your business, but you're not sharing your story or truly connecting with people? When I first started this business, I was told, just talk to more people. It's simple. And I know if that's true, many of us would be in a different place in our businesses than we are now. So, what I hope is that by the end of this training, you will feel so compelled to authentically and confidently connect with more people through your story and our Isagenix stories and invite more people to take a look. And we all have a story, and I believe all of our stories matter. And mine started here in North Dakota in a trailer in the middle of nowhere, 45 miles from a town with groceries. There were many benefits of growing up on a small family farm, like work ethic. I learned a lot about values and character and prioritizing family. But some of the biggest challenges were the limiting stories that came from growing up in a small town, like don't dream too big, don't shine too bright, don't speak a message too loud to ruffle anyone else's feathers, and just kind of follow the plan that everybody else has. So when a close family friend of mine, a chiropractor, inspired me to connect health, well being, and nutrition to athletic performance as a really unnaturally talented athlete. So I actually got lapped twice the first race I ever ran. My dad empowered me, as well as this close family friend that was a chiropractor, to embrace success principles like self-discipline, consistency, and belief in self. And it completely changed the course and direction of my life, and I decided to go to chiropractic school. But 2 months later, I found out at age 20 that I was pregnant with my older daughter. And how many of you have ever had life circumstances get in the way of your plan, or your life didn't go according to plan and you're kind of still carrying the weight of that? Because for the next 10 years, I carried the weight of guilt and shame, and I tried to drown it in work. I felt like a mistake because I was not accepted and judged. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I belonged. And have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt like you're not worthy or you don't belong because of your past? I was drowning myself in my chiropractic office, working early mornings, late nights, marketing on the weekends. And I had a very, very little time with my older daughter. I was missing all of the meaningful moments in her life. So I decided to transition online with the right idea to create more time with her, developed a couple of nutraceutical products, but found myself in an industry that lacked integrity. I felt like I kind of unveiled the curtain of Oz of the diet culture, and I just lacked purpose, a sense of fulfillment. And I was looking for a way to make a bigger impact. And type in the chat if you've ever felt that way, like you felt you were made for more, but you didn't quite know how to get there, because that's exactly how I felt when I first started. Now, I probably felt a lot like you do right now. I don't know how to approach people about Isagenix. What am I going to say? Or even if I connect with somebody, how do I bring it up? And when I first started, I realized that this business was really based on relationships. And relationships are built on a foundation of trust and value, and giving value to others is how I chose to start this business. And it's why I've felt so fulfilled, both personally and professionally, becoming a go giver. I want you to take a screenshot of this slide, and I want you to think about which one really resonates with you. Because once I shifted my mindset from who I could get on my team, who I could get to earn a bonus, and who instead I could give to and add value to every single day, I realized I found the most fulfilling path with purpose that I could have possibly imagined sharing this gift of Isagenix. And most importantly, developing skills gives us hope because in this business, I know sometimes you can look at top leaders and say, I think they just have special DNA. Like there's something in them that's just so different from where I am because I felt that way too. But what if I told you that with skills and practice, you can master anything that a top leader has, just like me? And creating your evolving story is one of the skill sets that I believe is the most important in this business for all of us, for our customers, for our new leaders, because it's truly what connects us as humans. Our stories are what we can relate to in others. And there's many times that we get exceptional results with our Isagenix products. And we get so excited about sharing the benefits of how we feel now. But the people that we're connecting with are just not in that place right now. They're struggling, they have pain points, they have challenges, and they really feel how you felt before you found this incredible vehicle. So instead of sharing just benefits, we're going to build skill sets that develop your 30-second story and we're going to share it the right way. So you're going to start by first sharing how you felt before you found this. And with my team and new customers and new leaders, we go through this skill set training and we dig 7 layers deep. So when somebody tells me, they had a weight loss goal before they started, or they wanted more energy, or they were looking for more time and financial freedom, I ask them why. Why is that important to you? Why was it important to you? And when you didn't feel this way, who or what in your life that is most meaningful was affected because of it? And there's several examples and some that really move me to tears still thinking about doing this exercise, helping people develop and share their story. I was talking with a woman who was talking about why she wanted to lose weight and keep it off long term finally, and create a holistic health and well-being lifestyle. She said, Delray, I just want to be able to get on the floor with my grandkids and play with them. And how many of you have felt that way? How many of you know that there are people out there that have felt like you did before you found this? And I know sometimes it's hard to be vulnerable in your story. I've been there. I used to share the surface part of my story, but when I started to dig deep, I realized that I was really lonely. I had a lot of guilt and shame for what I thought were mistakes in my past. I had failed relationships and failed businesses that I now see as feedback and opportunity to grow. And when I started to open myself up and really share my story vulnerably, it allowed people to say, wow, I see myself in your story. And that's where we want to be as a company because we want to be able to find more common ground with people, relate to them, and share our stories transparently so that they're open to taking a look. And we're going to build skills here. And building skills is exciting because that means just like when you were practicing anything as a child, I'll use my little one as an example. She wanted to skateboard and she got on that skateboard and she did it 100 times over and over and over again until she mastered it. That's exactly what connecting is. It's not going to sound perfect the first time you do it. Probably won't sound perfect the 100 times that you do it, but the more that you practice, the better that you will get. But there are some tips to help you have more success while you're connecting. And one of those is finding common ground. I find it funny that kids do this so naturally. I'll watch my munchkin go to the playground and she makes new friends wherever she goes because she finds something in common with them. She'll even comment on what they have in common and start playing. And that's really what we're doing here. We're building more relationships by finding common ground, and we're going to make connecting exciting and joyful and fun by doing so. So we're going to do an exercise right now that really helped me to be able to understand who I wanted to connect and talk to. We're going to make a list of your top 5 passions and interests, and I want you to type them in the chat right now. I can almost guarantee that if you see someone else with the same passions and interests, you're going to be called to them immediately because you're going to say, I have that in common with them. Mine are mental health. I'm super passionate about mental health because I struggled for so long in silence. Being a mompreneur where you never have to choose between your family and your career. I love movement, any kind of movement, outdoor activity, and volunteer and relief work has completely transformed my sense of well being and purpose and fulfillment in my life. And I love talking to people that share that in common. And I want you to think about the type of problems that you would love to solve. If you had all of the resources and tools in the world, what keeps you up at night? For me, it's equality and that all of us are treated equally. I want my girls to grow up in a world that looks a lot different than it looks right now. I want a unified world. And I know there are people out there that feel the exact same way as I do. So I want to hear in the chat, what is something that you would love to solve if you could see the world differently? Because that's a vision for the future, that you can connect with somebody on a deeper level about how you want to see our planet and co create it. What are the dreams on your heart? And most importantly, joy. What brings you joy? I want us to go from having a check mark list daily from Penny of who we're going to connect with to moving into a path with purpose and finding joy in our conversations. Because when you can connect in that way, you're going to become a magnet for the type of people that you want to attract in your business. And how many of you would love to feel more authentic and more confident in your conversations? Type it in the chat. Because for the past 6.5 years, I have used the same framework or template to my conversations. Because if relationships are built on a foundation of trust and we can connect and add value to others, and we're given a framework that just doesn't sound like a script, it sounds authentic to the person that you're talking to, you're going to feel so much more compelled to connect with more people. So, this framework is what I'm going to teach you today. So, how would you like to go into a conversation with a stranger, somebody that you know, somebody that you just met at the park, and feel authentic and confident in that conversation? Type it in the chat. I want to hear it. Thank you. So we work first with a foundation of complimenting and observing about what you find inspiring about the person that you want to connect with. It's an observation. And if you're not familiar or comfortable with complimenting somebody authentically, you can work on it. This is something that can be built as a skill. And it's more of an observation in what you see, how they show up, what they're doing for their work, their message, and that will align you with the ability to be able to just compliment them authentically. Then we're going to move into connecting with them by finding common ground, bridging the gap to Isagenix. And I know this is the one that many people struggle with because maybe you are really good at starting conversations. You like to talk to people, you like making new friends, but in the back of your mind, you always say to yourself, how do I bring up Isagenix? When do I do it? Is it now? Is it now? And it gets awkward, right? You feel awkward or you don't know when to bring it up. So if I could give you the key to bridge the gap to bringing up Isagenix in an authentic way with your story and vision, how would that make you feel? I want to hear. And lastly, we're going to invite our new connections into a discovery process. What that means is they're going to be able to decide if Isagenix is a fit for them or not, based off of what you give to them for the value of them taking a look. So we're going to use this template. And what I love about this template is it allows you to be able to customize your conversations to the people that you're talking to as an individual. Instead of sending the same scripted message to everybody, you're going to be able to feel authentic in all of your conversations. So as you can see here, there are blanks in this message for a reason. I want you to practice complimenting somebody by observing what their character traits are, what inspires you about them, what their occupation is, and that way your messages are crafted and customized and catered directly to that individual that's in front of you. So, for example, I wanted to talk to a really incredible woman in the fitness industry. She's a mompreneur, she's local to Minneapolis, and I had watched her for years, but I was a little too nervous to reach out to her for a long time. And I thought to myself, why not use the same template that you've always used and just reach out and compliment her? So, I said, Allie, I've been following you for so long. I've always been inspired by your message and passion for health, women's empowerment, and family, and how you show up as an authentic, purpose driven health coach and mom. And because of your empowering words, you help single moms like me believe it's possible for me too. I'm so impressed with how much of an impact you're making daily. And I will tell you, if you let that go and see what they say, most people come back and are so surprised that somebody was willing to reach out and authentically compliment them for how they're showing up. It's always the response that I get, just thank you so much for that message. I don't hear things like that often. After we let them answer, we want to connect where we have common ground. Most importantly, learning about their story and what got them passionate about what they do. It's a beautiful way to understand where their story is, what you can relate to in sharing your story, and what their vision is for the future, and how you can help them as a go giver. So I ask, I'd love to connect with you, learn more about you, and hear about your story. And what got you passionate about becoming a health coach and mompreneur? Is there a good time that we can set up to have a quick chat? And the reason why I say quick is because we all know we're really busy. And I find that creating authentic connections doesn't take a lot of time. It can actually be really quick, but it can be a way to create a deep, meaningful relationship by finding common ground with somebody. And setting that appointment time is so important. I give them two choices. I can talk Wednesday at 10 or Thursday at 2 o'clock. Which one would be better for you? And when we jump on the phone, I ask a lot of questions. Asking questions is absolutely a skill set. You're going to get better with it at times. But I will tell you, just asking somebody to share their story is a beautiful way to start. So, and what their future vision is. Is there anything that I can do to help make that come true? And the way that I then bridge the gap to Isagenix to see if they're open to taking a look is I share my 30-second story. And most importantly, I cater it to the person in front of me and the parts of my story that will most resonate with them. And I share a vision statement. And if you don't have a vision statement about what really gets you passionate about Isagenix and what you want to do in your future with Isagenix, borrow our vision statement. We believe that everybody deserves to experience a healthy, joyful, and abundant life. And you can share that with every person you come into contact with. And after that, giving them the space to decide. It may or may not be a fit for you, but would you be open to taking a look? One of the most important skill sets that I've learned is my story doesn't have to resonate exactly with the person that's in front of me. There would be an Isagenix story somewhere in our Isagenix family that absolutely will resonate with them, just like Lisa's resonated with me. And I borrow those stories all the time. In fact, one of the first things that I did when I started Isagenix, besides listening to all of the podcasts, is I went and I learned all of the leader stories. I learned as many stories as I possibly could because I borrow them. They're always in my back pocket to share with the person in front of me. Because you'd probably agree, and type in the chat if you agree with this, that belief is so important when we take a look at any opportunity. And as soon as somebody can see themselves in someone else's story, their belief skyrockets just like mine did. So I'm going to give you a few ideas for connecting, but I am going to be doing a Wellbeing Wednesday coming up here. We will absolutely get you the date. You can be on the lookout for it to teach you some more tips on how to expand your network, to go from your warm market to cold market, make new friends. And I'm going to share all the details of what I do every day. So take screenshots of these because we got to roll through it quickly. But I love going to places where I have common ground with others, like Facebook groups, mompreneur groups, outdoor activities, mental health and awareness. I know I can find people there that have the same passions I do. I go to Instagram hashtags, use products and services of people that I absolutely desire to align with, and I always ask for referrals. I do things that bring me joy because I know if I'm joyful and I find myself authentically connecting with people, I'm going to be able to share my story. And most importantly, share the power of our community and culture. If you relate to this, type in the chat, I agree. I felt for the first time coming to Isagenix that I had a sense of belonging. I had something in common with people for the first time. I felt like I could feel valued, seen, heard, celebrated, appreciated, and I want people to feel the same way. So, any chance I get, I am always inviting people into our culture, into our community, so they can feel that sense of belonging like so many people crave. They crave human connection. And I know at the end of this, you're going to go back to real life. You're going to be excited. I was always excited after events. But we all know that excitement is fleeting, right? Because we go back to our real lives, we go back to work, and we go back to places where we may not feel that sense of belonging and that authenticity of being free to be you. But here's what I can share with you about who I was 6.5 years ago, sitting in the seat that you're sitting in right now. I think about her, and I think about you, and I think about what it would have cost me if I would have been paralyzed by fear and not taken action to create the life of choice that I desired. I think about the moments I would have missed out on. And there's probably many meaningful moments and people in your life that you're thinking about right now and why you're looking at this. I think about the moments that I would have missed out on with my family and the choices I have now. I think about my siblings and how close we are as a family, and now being able to rent a cabin for a week and enjoy family dinners around the dinner table. I think about not being able to swing in a hammock with my girls for 3 hours and talk about the meaning of life. I think about not being able to go home to the farm to be with family when both of my grandparents passed away. I think about how volunteer and relief work after natural disaster has wiped away everything a family had, and being able to put my hand on their shoulder and say, "We got you, we'll rebuild your home." And most importantly, I think about not being able to be there every second, holding a family member's hand while they went through cancer treatment. So here's what I'll tell you. You absolutely deserve this. You're worthy of it, but you must take action. And when you do, it will drown your fear. And you have an entire Isagenix community here to empower you, lift you up, and we believe you matter, and you're as valuable as any leader that is standing here training you. Because we are one, we are a collective. We believe that everybody deserves to experience a healthy, joyful, and abundant life, and we need you to step up, because if we are going to become the most trusted, respected, holistic health and well-being company in the world, we need you. Are you ready? Type in the chat, "I'm ready to take action and create my life by design." Thank you. And now back to you, Kristen.
Thank you, Del Rey. Let's give it up for Del Rey. Wasn't she incredible? Ugh. One of my biggest takeaways was our story is our most powerful tool to connecting with someone. I know that I am going to work on my vulnerability and having the courage to just always share my story. If you're ready to connect on a more beautiful level with people, let me see a 1 in the chat. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, this next part is one of the most important things for us to learn, and it's all about following up. Kathy Coover says the fortune is in the follow up. The gentleman that I have the honor of introducing is someone whose journey I have been so inspired by. What I love about him is his consistency, and he has been a top 100 income earner for the past 4 years. And he was Isagenix Man of the Year. He's a dad, he's a musician. So let's give a huge round of applause for Stephen Lavodi.
Kristen, thank you so much. I appreciate the warm and wonderful introduction. How about Del Rey? What a phenomenal piece on connecting. That was inspiring. How many of you felt connected because of her vulnerability, her honesty, and her passion? Absolutely amazing. If you felt inspired and encouraged or had some takeaways, feel free to type that into the chat. Couple of my takeaways. Our stories matter. They are impactful. And it takes time to develop skill. My name is Steve Lavodi. It's an honor and a thrill to have this time with all of you today. If I could share some mindset tips, some action steps for 2 important, and let's face it, sometimes uncomfortable components in this business, following up and opening new accounts. Would that be helpful? What if in the next 20 minutes, you can have a shift in perspective and learn some tips that will increase your productivity? Would that be of value to you? Before I get into content, I'd like to share my Isagenix story with you. In August 2011, I was introduced to Isagenix by my beautiful sister and my best friend, Lisa DeMeo. I was 41 years old at the time. I was unemployed. I'd lost my direction. I felt a bit beaten down, and it was showing up in how I was neglecting my health and my relationships. As a result of getting these products into my body, yes, I released some unwanted weight, but even better than that, my energy increased so much that within a few weeks, I reinstated my gym membership. I've been working out consistently ever since. There was also a blessing I couldn't see when I started. That blessing was the man that I would become in the process of building my business. At age 47, I met and fell in love with the love of my life, Candace. 2 years later, she gave birth to our beautiful daughter, Ariel. Among the many gifts Isagenix has given, the most important is the confidence I gained to become a dad and start a family at the age of 49. It's the confidence Candace and I have in our Isagenix community. We are encouraged to know that our daughter will be able to grow and learn in this culture. We are so grateful for our Isagenix family. So, what did I do to get started? And how do I keep this going? It started with a shift in my personal well-being. Feeling better ignited passion. How many of you can relate to that? I asked myself 2 questions when I first started. Would I use these products if there was no compensation plan attached to it? That was an easy yes. The second question, am I willing to share this gift with other people? Another easy yes. So commitment 1, use the products. I committed once to having this become part of my daily lifestyle. And I love that we all start there. Commitment 2, sharing this gift. I quickly began to think about other people I knew who could benefit from this. Who do you know? Write a list and keep adding to that list. We're inviting people to feel what we're feeling and to see the opportunity that we're seeing. Now, here's a mindset tip. Honor the process and have compassion. Life is busy for all of us. We all have seasons in life. We may not know what the season the person we are speaking to is in, or even what kind of day they're having when we reach out. Some people are ready now. Others may be ready later. Some people may never be ready at all. All we can do is invite them in. So now we've made a connection. We've seen that our stories matter. They help to find common ground and to develop rapport and trust. So what's the next step? Well, before we can get into a follow-up, there is a piece between those 2 steps. This is where we should be uncovering what is the interest, if any, of the person we're speaking to. We do this by having meaningful conversations and by learning to ask effective questions. This step between connection and follow-up is about exploration. What is it? What's in it for them? A great tool to assist us in this process is the new member checklist. You can find this at isagenixbusiness.com underneath the training header. There are excellent questions listed here. There's some questions I like to ask. What are you passionate about? Is there a bill that really irritates you? How would it feel to have that bill paid for every month? What are 2 or 3 of your health goals? Take time, write down questions that will help you uncover a possibility for someone. And this can be playful. Sometimes I like to say, I'm not trying to put you on a hot seat. I'm asking a lot of questions so we can determine if this is a fit for you. I like to think of this initial conversation as priming. When we ask the right questions, the answers become our guide. And this helps us to become more effective leaders. The more we enrich their possibility on this step, the easier and the less awkward the follow-up will be. Another mindset tip: become a curious thinker and a generous listener. At the end of this conversation, ask, what type of learner are you? Do you want me to send you a video, a podcast? Do you learn better by reading? What information do you need to make a decision? How would you like for me to follow up with you? Send a text message, a voice message, a phone call? When would you like for me to follow up with you? The initial conversation sets the tone for the follow-up. And this is where organization becomes really important. Stay organized. I have a dedicated notebook. I also use a phone calendar and the Penny app. Put reminders so you know to follow up. And my suggestion is also to keep this lighthearted and fun. We will repeat actions that we enjoy. So make this enjoyable. Celebrate the activity. Set connection and follow-up goals at the end of each day, at the end of each week. Acknowledge the work that you've done. A couple of questions I like to ask myself before I go to bed every night. Did I do enough today to move my business forward? Am I satisfied with the effort of today? It is our consistent effort over time that will yield the best results. And what we are doing now will show up in our business down the road. I will repeat that. What we are doing now will show up in our business down the road. And this is why it is so important to take action now. One of the many things I love about this business, this is the ultimate leverage business. Use leverage in the follow-up. Great way to do this, Facebook groups. If your team has a Facebook group dedicated for prospects and you have someone in that group, tag them in a comment of any content that's relatable or will resonate with them. Another great way to utilize Facebook groups is with challenges, shred challenges, summer slim down challenges. It offers great accountability and support. And what I love about doing these ongoing shred groups on 11-day challenges, it gives people a nudge and some conviction towards a start date. It also gives them an opportunity to have focus over a short period of time. And it shows the support of our community while creating accountability. And how about in-homes? I love in-homes. It gives our team a means to get together. So we have a casual get together and invite guests so they can meet our team and hear their stories, maybe even sample some products. Again, we don't know sometimes what story may even resonate with certain people. So the more exposure they can have, the more to our culture, to Isagenix, and the more stories they can hear, the better there's a chance that they can really understand this and see what's in it for them. And events. How many of you are missing being together at live events? What a great opportunity for someone to really experience the depth of Isagenix, whether it's an associate run event or a corporate run event. Invite people to the events and have them see this for themselves. Utilizing the team for three-way calls. Again, common ground. If you have someone who's a school teacher in your organization and you're talking to someone who's a school teacher, see if you can get them on a phone call together. Have your friend share their testimonial with the friend. Like-minded people, like-minded backgrounds, really effective tool. Take time, take a screenshot of this, take a picture. Very simple way to invite people in. And a simple way to send out a follow-up text message. Hey, I was just thinking of you. I hope all is well. I was wondering if you've had any time to think about our conversation or to review what I'd sent to you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Or wanted to check in and see if this is the right time for you. If not, please let me know so I can know when a better time is to follow up with you again. Ask people how they would like to be followed up and when is a good time. So how many times should I follow up? And sometimes this feels like a dance or maybe even like a ping pong match going back and forth. For me personally, I don't take people off of my list. I really believe a no right now doesn't mean a no down the road. Again, seasons of life, we may not fully know what's happening with someone when we're following up with them. So find some type of rhythm. Have a call, follow up in a week. Maybe they want you to follow up by the end of the month. If they're not responding, maybe just give it some breathing room and try back in a couple of months. Just keep circling back around. How many of you can relate that it took numerous follow-ups for you to start Isagenix? So be patient. Again, some people are ready now. Some people may be ready later. Another great way to follow up is with product launches and ask them, hey, when there's a new promotion or a new product coming out, would you mind it if I just reach out to you and let you know about it? And this is a great opportunity to ask for a referral. If you're not ready right now, that's great. Do you know of anyone else who may be interested? Maybe I could talk to them. So ask for referrals. Sometimes in that initial conversation, someone may have time to take a look. Maybe you could send out a video right then and there. Hey, Mary, do you have a few minutes if I sent you a video? I can give you a call back in 15 minutes and see what you thought of it. So we can always be in this mode of following up and always reinforce the goals. Right? Look better, feel better, do better. Now we want to see if someone's ready to join Isagenix. A great question to ask here. How much do you have to invest into your business? When they're ready, go right into taking the order. We take Visa, MasterCard, American Express, PayPal, direct them to the right product. I feel like here in the posturing, it's really simply about taking the order. So don't be afraid to ask for the order. And if they're not ready to join yet, what's holding you back? What are you resistant towards? See if you can overcome some objections and just have a better understanding of what it is that they're resistant to. Maybe revisit their goals on a scale of 1 to 10. How serious are you, or how committed are you to achieving your goals? As I bring this to a close, I want you to realize that this business isn't for everyone. Lisa and I have 2 other siblings who are not involved with our business. My best friend is not involved in our business. But I've had friends that I knew for a long time. We've reconnected because of Isagenix, and we've really rallied around this. Here's a picture of a couple of my friends from elementary school. Rich is a 100-pound club member, and our friend Lance is working towards his goal of releasing 100 pounds. We've really bonded around this gift of Isagenix. And what about the people who you're going to meet? What about the friendships in this community? How many of you have made some of your best friends in Isagenix? It's amazing that we have this global network and communities around the world of like-minded people. So sometimes it's not even who we know, it's who we're about to get to know. And one last mindset tip. When this gets tough, when this feels hard, when I hit plateaus in my business, I think of people who inspire me, people I look up to. I will soon be celebrating my 10-year anniversary with Isagenix. There have been dozens and dozens of people that have lifted me up. For the sake of time, I will highlight 3. The first is our co-founder, Jim Coover. For those of you who may not know, Jim came out of retirement when he was 55 years old to start Isagenix. He's now in his early 70s and still very involved with our best interests at heart. But what you also may not know is that Jim and Kathy were resistant to this opportunity. It took numerous calls from our master formulator and co-founder to have Jim and Kathy really take a look and start this company back in 2002. Jimmy the Butcher Smith. How many of you love Jimmy Smith? He's not, Jimmy was bankrupt at age 67. He came into this industry at that age, and by the age of 74, joined his brand new company called Isagenix. Jimmy's success is staggering, and he's still sharing this gift of health at a vibrant young age of 93. When I have those wall kicking moments and I think of where I am, where will I be in the years to come? Thank you, Jimmy, for being such a blessing to our community. And Eric Hoover. It's Eric's vision and commitment, not only for the 18 and 35-year-old stock group, but for the global wellness of our planet, for contribution. That's what brought my belief in this legacy company to a 10. Eric, thanks for your inspiration, for your vision. But you may not know this about Eric. It took years for Eric to join Isagenix. Kathy Coover's own son would come into the house with other products and taunt Kathy while she was starting this company with his father, Jim. Can you imagine how many of you have children that you would love to have in your business with you? Well, it took Eric Hoover years to join Isagenix. And what about you? Take a moment, type in the chat the name of someone who continues to inspire you. Maybe message someone who inspires you and let them know. And finally, give this time. Give yourself a chance to learn and to grow. Embrace the challenges. Obstacles are not there to make us bitter, but to make us better. I'm excited to continue learning with all of you as we listen to our next trainer. Please, let's all welcome back Kristen.
Thank you, Stephen. Wow, you guys, how awesome was Stephen? So much was just shared. And I know that follow-ups aren't very glamorous, but with that verbiage that Stephen just shared with us, I'm excited because I now have exactly what I need to not make it weird. The fortune really is in the follow-up because when someone is ready, I know that I will be the one they think of. All right, we've been sitting for a while, so let's just take a quick little break. Stand up, do whatever you need to do, shake it out a little bit of stretches, maybe, a little bit of robot if you feel it. I don't know. Ooh, just a little bit, whatever you need to do, get a little loose. We have so much more incredible content to share with you. So take a seat. The final speaker that I get to introduce is a powerhouse in Isagenix. She is a consistent top leader in action, which shows that she is in action and growing her business. She has also created 8 personally enrolled executives. For those of you that are new, that is the highest level in our company where you really take advantage of the entire compensation plan that is available to us. She is a mom of 2 and has a heart of gold, always wanting to help others. And who would love to be more comfortable with sharing the business opportunity with every person you talk to? I know I would. And that's exactly what she's going to share. So please give a warm welcome to Sonia Mafus.
Thank you so much, Kristen. I am so honored to be here. My name is Sonia Mafuz, and I have been with Isagenix for exactly 6 years. Who wants more business partners in Isagenix? Type yes in the comments if you would like more business partners to join your business. I remember when no one wanted to build an Isagenix business with me. I remember when people looked at me with crazy eyes when I told them that I was partnering with a shake company. This is why I am so passionate about sharing the opportunity in a simple and systematic way. Exactly 6 years ago, I was sitting at the San Diego Convention Center at my very first Isagenix celebration 2015. I was sitting way in the back with my best friend Catherine, and to be honest, I still can't believe I took the time to attend that conference to learn more about the Isagenix opportunity. Thinking back, the reason I made the effort to be at that event was because I heard Laura Stevens' story. For those of you who don't know Laura Stevens, she's an incredible leader in our company and has built an incredible business for her family with the Isagenix opportunity. Laura Stevens was a stranger at the time, but she attended my very first launch party where all I wanted to do was sign up for a 30-day system and lose the last 15 pounds from my pregnancy. I was certainly not looking for an opportunity, and I definitely didn't think network marketing was for me. But listening to Laura's story and her conviction around the Isagenix opportunity created enough curiosity in me to learn more. I stress this today because I want to remind all of you that your story and your conviction are the most important components of your Isagenix business. It's your story and your conviction that will open someone's mind to take a look and learn more. So, with that, I'll start by sharing my Isagenix story. And of course, reminder, you have to work in network marketing and treat Isagenix like a business if you want to succeed. Before Isagenix, I was an exhausted mom to a 2-year-old who was struggling to lose the last 15 pounds from my pregnancy, and I was working as a school psychologist. I loved my career, but I was craving more time with my family and more choices. Isagenix fell on my lap via my best friend Catherine, who introduced me to the products. I was introduced to the business opportunity from the very beginning, and I laughed at it. I was actually pretty snooty about it. My exact response was, I'm a school psychologist. My husband's an attorney. We are not going to sell shakes. However, I was desperate for the nutrition. My hubby and I both started on our first 30-day system. By day 5, we felt like we swallowed a rainbow, and we knew Isagenix was going to be a part of our lives for a long time. The system was simple to follow, cheaper than what we were spending on other food, and we felt so good. As we fell in love with the products, I kept thinking back at that first interaction with Laura Stevens and hearing her story. I started to wonder, could this really be a real opportunity for us? Could I really build an extra income from home with my babies by my side? So we did our research. We researched the company, we researched the Coover family, and the compensation plan. We were very impressed by what we saw. It was actually my husband who said, this business model and this compensation plan are brilliant. You're going to be amazing at this. So I committed. I learned everything that I needed to learn and really treated this like a business. Isagenix gave me my energy back, gave me my pre-baby body back, and allowed me to build my dream business from home. I love showing others how they can turn their everyday food money into an extra income opportunity for their families. Now more than ever, people need multiple sources of income. I show everyone what's available at Isagenix during that very first consultation. This is the system that we have used on our team to create 10 new Crystal executives in the last year. Crystal executives are the business builders who really maximize our compensation plan. Who wants more executives on their team? Raise your hand if you want more executives on your team. Most people say no, N-O, to the opportunity because they don't know, K-N-O-W. My goal is to make sure that everyone who joins our team knows what's available at Isagenix. Not just our amazing nutrition, but also our incredible compensation plan. I set up a 20-minute Zoom call with all of my prospects. For example, when someone first reaches out to me wanting to learn more about Isagenix or wanting to place an order, I always respond with the following message. I am so excited to help you with your goals. Let's set up a 20-minute Zoom call consultation to go over your individual goals, and I can recommend the best system for you. I'm available tomorrow at 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. Which time works better for you? Then I do the consultation. It is a 3-part consultation. The first part is sharing your Isagenix experience, sharing your Isagenix story. Remember, it's our personal stories and our testimonies that sell more than anything. Your friends and family want to hear why you love Isagenix so much. This is also an opportunity to share your conviction around Isagenix. Your posture and your confidence when you share your story are so powerful. Del Rey did an incredible job training on how to properly share your Isagenix story. Remember to always share the pain point that you were dealing with before Isagenix. Always name the friend who introduced you to Isagenix. It normalizes that we all get started on Isagenix by referrals from our friends. Highlight the solution Isagenix provided for your pain point. And again, your conviction around Isagenix and why you're so excited about Isagenix. Your Isagenix story should be 30 seconds, 90 seconds max. The second part of the consultation, we move on to talk about their goals and their budget. So this is how I transition. I normally say, okay, now let's talk about you. In the perfect world, what would you hope to accomplish with Isagenix? What are your goals? Most people respond, they want to lose weight. They want more energy. They want to live a healthier lifestyle. Then I have them walk me through their day. I ask them, what are you currently doing for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, supplements, eating out, any other food habit? The idea is to get them to give you their food budget for the meals and snacks they will replace with Isagenix. During this consultation, most people tell me that they're spending about $20 per day on breakfast, lunch, and snacks. After I know their goals and their budget, I respond, I have the perfect system for you. It's going to address your goals of wanting to lose 10 pounds. You're going to get a box of our superfood nutrition delivered to your front door. This box contains your breakfast superfood shake, your lunch superfood shake, your superfood snacks, and our amazing vitamins, along with our detox protocol. It's a 30-day supply of our superfood system, and it's only $20 per day. So you are just reallocating your food money into our Isagenix superfood system. And at the end of 30 days, I know you're going to feel like you swallowed a rainbow. How does that sound? When they respond, sounds great, I move on to taking their order. Don't hesitate. If their budget is lower than $20 per day, recommend a system within their budget. So now the third part of that consultation, I always, always, always promote the opportunity. I always map out our compensation plan. The way I transition to the third part is I say, okay, let me show you how I turned my everyday food money into an extra income opportunity for my family. I focus on two parts of our compensation plan. I focus on referral bonuses, short term money, and on a whiteboard, I map out you share, they share up to Crystal Manager. I show them how those product introductory bonuses work. I show them how they're going to get paid for hitting consultant and hitting Crystal Manager. Then I focus on the second part of our compensation plan, which is the long term money. I explain how cycles work. I explain how the long term income opportunity works with our compensation enrollments in our downline, as well as those reorders. I emphasize that as your network of new and repeat customers grows, your income grows. Depending on how that interaction around our compensation plan goes, I put my new customer into one of three groups. The first group is customer only. Right now, they are just interested in wanting to be a customer. They really want to focus on their nutrition goals. So I support them where they're at. My goal for this person is that they fall in love with Isagenix, that they meet their goals, and that they will be a long time loyal customer of Isagenix. The second group is my happy customer who's open to referral bonuses and who's open to grabbing some accountability partners. So, this is the person who, in that interaction around the compensation plan, already started naming friends and already started saying, oh, I know my sister would love to do this with me. I know my best friend would love to do this with me. For this particular person, my goal is to help them reach consultant by the end of the week. The way that I do that is I encourage them to set up a three-way Zoom call with me and their friend, and I tell them that I will guide the Zoom call. I will do the exact same Zoom call that I did with them, that they will watch exactly how I do this. I will help them take the order so that in the future they know exactly what to do. So I use this opportunity to not only get them paid, but to also teach them how they can enroll new customers, friends, and family into Isagenix. The third group is potential business partners. This is the person who, during our call, was really engaged in the compensation plan. They're already sharing with me that they are really interested in building a business with Isagenix. They're already sharing with me that one bill that keeps them up at night, that they would love to build an extra income with Isagenix. I treat this person like the next Crystal executive on my team. I encourage this person to write down the list of their dream team of 10 people. I have them think about those 5 to 10 people in their life that they would love to do business with, to think about those influential people, those dream team friends that you know whatever they do well. So, again, I encourage them to set up a 3-way Zoom call with their dream team of 5 to 10. And again, I tell them that all they have to do is set up the Zoom call, get them on the phone in front of me. The 3 of us will get on the Zoom call and I lead the call and I do the exact same Zoom call that I just went over. I share my Isagenix story. We go over their goals and their budget and we show them the compensation plan. And then I just match energy to energy. I continue to help them build their Isagenix business and I help them continue to move up the ranks. Always matching energy to energy. They're ready to run, I run with them. And I help them reach Crystal Manager as soon as possible, then Crystal Director, and then Crystal Executive. Master this 3-step initial consultation and drive the line with your team. Master sharing your Isagenix story. Master educating people on how they are just reallocating their food money into Isagenix. And master showing people how they can turn their everyday food money into an extra income opportunity for their family. Now let's take it back to Kristen, and you do not want to miss this. She's going to dive deep into the Leader in Action formula. The Leader in Action formula gives you a roadmap to build your Isagenix business and maximize our incredible compensation plan. Take it away, Kristen.
Thank you, Sonia. Who is ready to share this incredible business opportunity with everybody they know? Let me see it. Type me in the chat if you are ready. Yes, I love it. I love it. There was so much gold in Sonia's presentation. And my biggest takeaway is to always present the opportunity from the very beginning. I have a gift to share, and it would be selfish to assume that someone wouldn't have an interest in this opportunity. Let them have the chance to say yes or no. We just learned so many incredible tips from Del Rey, Stephen, and Sonia. These are the foundational pieces to building a successful Isagenix business. And now it's time to put this all together and show you what can happen if you get laser focused with our Leader in Action formula and worksheet. Who loves puzzles? Raise your hand if you found yourself doing a lot of puzzles over the last year or so. I know our family loved doing puzzles as we spent more time at home. And there was something about the thrill and challenge of having a bunch of pieces scattered all over the table. Not sure which ones fit together perfectly, but working on it piece by piece until the big picture was complete. And we realized the reason we worked so hard was because of the outcome. The final picture of that puzzle was so beautiful, fulfilling, and rewarding. We got that feeling of accomplishment and success. And I remember when I started my Isagenix business a few years ago, I felt like there were so many pieces to the puzzle. I was working full time as an executive in corporate America, a part-time fitness instructor. And if you guys remember, I had twin 6-month-old babies at home. And I knew I could do something really special with this opportunity. But the last thing I needed was to feel overwhelmed with 100 pieces to the puzzle, trying to fit them all together to see the big picture. I needed something simple and duplicatable. And I was so grateful when Isagenix put together our Leader in Action formula. It is exactly that. It's simple and duplicatable. This Leader in Action formula is the blueprint to your success in Isagenix. It is a measurement of actions that you will take each month to help you build and grow a long-term sustainable business. These are the pieces to the big picture. Remember earlier today when I asked you to close your eyes and to picture your dream life? What was the picture you saw? The pieces to this formula are the pieces to help you put it all together. And the beautiful thing is there are not 300 or even 100 pieces to this puzzle. There are only 4. 4 pieces, 4 categories for you to work on in your business. These 4 categories of the formula become a point system. And when you earn points in each category, you will add them up each month. And these points will show you where your strengths are and where you're growing. And it will also show you where you may need to work a little harder and spend a little bit more time. But the ultimate goal is to always have a point in each category every month. And I know this may still seem like a puzzle to some of you. And as you're learning what to do and how to do it, but the beautiful thing is you already have all the pieces in front of you. They are laid out right there, just like the puzzles you love to put together. You know exactly what to focus on. And when you go to work to put them together, the outcome will be incredible. The Leader in Action worksheet is the tool you will use each month to measure where you are each week in completing the formula. So if you have your worksheet nearby, I want you to grab it now so that you can take some notes as we go over how to use this worksheet to grow your business each month. And it's okay if you don't have the actual worksheet, you can print that out later. Just grab your pen, take some notes, maybe take some screenshots with your phone. But we are going to get to work, and I'm going to show you how I have used this Leader in Action worksheet to grow my business over the last 3 years. This is the formula that has allowed me to be a global top achiever. For those who love to travel, our Top Achievers trip is the most prestigious trip Isagenix associates can earn. The memories you have and the people you will meet make these trips priceless. I know I'm working hard to earn my spot for Cabo in 2022. Anybody else? Let me see it. Type Cabo in the chat if you are working and you know you will be there. Yes, I love it. Following this formula every month will help make that happen. So as we go over the 4 categories of the Leader in Action worksheet, I'm really going to slow down and we are going to dive into these slides. And again, I want you to think back to the pieces of your puzzle. I'm going to share some tips on how you can put them together to help create your dream life. The first piece is personal enrollments. This is when you bring new customers on board with Isagenix. You guys, this is the foundation of your business and the most important piece. Now, are you ready for some pro tips on how you can consistently do this? Let me see it. Raise your hand if you are. Yes. Whether you've been building this business for 15 years or you just started yesterday, reach outs are one of the most important income producing activities you can do. I mean, how do you expect people to know what you're doing and that you found something you love if you don't tell them? You have got to tell people. You have got to reach out. So here are some examples of what a reach out is. A really simple one is just messaging someone happy birthday. Not commenting on their Facebook page, but sending them a separate message saying happy birthday. Or maybe message someone who posted something on their timeline and you just wanted to contact them personally to congratulate them or say how cute their kids are. Remember to use their name so they know it's a personal message. And it's using some of those tips we learned from Del Rey on connecting. Find your common ground and just start a message. Eventually, you will bring Isagenix into the conversation in a genuine and authentic way without making it weird. Here's the thing, you guys. I do 30 of these a day for at least 5 days a week. Yes, 30. Now, some of you may be very overwhelmed by that number, and that is okay. Give yourself grace. Start with 5, then add 5 more. And I promise you will eventually get so comfortable sending reach out messages, you will get to 30 without even thinking twice. And what's more important than the number of reach outs you do every day is that you are consistent in doing them. So try to commit to sending out at least 1 a day. Another tip is posting on social media. Whether it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, share with your network what you're doing and why you love these products so much. We have a gift to share with the world. Don't keep it a secret. Imagine how many lives you could bless by sharing. And the amazing thing about social media is you can reach hundreds to thousands of people within seconds. How powerful is that? Following up is another pro tip, and we learned how we can do that effectively in Stephen's piece. Are you ready for the key here? You ready for it? Simply do it. You have to put a system in place where you are keeping track of your reach outs and highlight the ones to follow up with. But you have to follow up. We talked about it. The fortune is in the follow up. Try to send at least 2 follow-up messages every single day. And I assure you, when you put these tips into action, you will enroll new customers. And this will give you points in your first category on your worksheet. This is when you will have your first piece of your big picture and you're ready to start working towards your final outcome. The second piece is 2 PET enrollment points. 2 PET stands for your second personally enrolled team. Okay, what does that mean? It is when your personal customer enrolls their own customer. Let me give you a little example here. I enrolled my husband, Dave, when I got started. Dave enrolled his sister. When that happened, I earned points in this category for my 2 PET enrollment points. Take a second and imagine the compounding effect that can happen in your business when your customers start sharing and then their customers share. This is how you can build an organization with thousands of people. And here are some pro tips on how you can have your customers ready and excited to share and bring on their own customers. So let's think back to what we learned from Sonia on presenting the business opportunity. Always do it in the beginning of someone's journey. Do not wait until weeks have gone by. Do it right away. Show them what's possible for them with this incredible compensation plan and the referral bonuses that they get in the very beginning. Okay, get your phones out for this next tip. You are absolutely going to want to take a picture of this next script so you can use it over and over again. This script works so well for our team, and it's a text message that you can send every single one of your customers immediately after they enroll. So excited for you. One last question. Would it be at all beneficial if I can help you make back the money you just spent today? Think about the power of that question. Would it be at all beneficial if I can help you make back the money you just spent today? When they reply, you will know right away if they are open to sharing. And if they are, you can invite them to share openly with their friends and family about their new journey, whether it's for the nutritional products or the collagen. Tell them, do not keep this a secret. Once they are ready to text some friends or to post on social media, you can direct them to our copy and paste scripts on isagenixbusiness.com. Three-way messages are also so helpful when people are starting to share. I assure my customers that they can start a three-way message right away with me and the person that is interested until they are comfortable sharing on their own. All of these simple tips will ultimately lead to your customers enrolling their own customers. And when this happens, you will earn points in the second category for your Leader in Action worksheet. So you now have piece 1 and piece 2 of your puzzle fitting perfectly together. The third piece is personally enrolled rank advancement points. Now, this is when you or your personally enrolled customer rank advances. We have a path for you to follow in Isagenix when starting with this business, and there are different ranks for you to achieve along the way. You will earn points as you or your own customer achieves these ranks. For example, when you or your customer becomes a consultant, and a consultant is when enrolling 2 customers, you earn 2 points in this category. Now, the rank advancement points are all listed on your Leader in Action worksheet for you to calculate that. So don't worry about what those points are right now. Let's focus more on how you can make these rank advancements happen. Ask questions. It seems so simple, but I promise you, not everybody does this. Ask your customers questions so that you can learn more about them. Some questions that I love to ask are, what would an extra income do for you and your family? Avoid yes or no type questions. I also like to ask, how would you feel if you could bring more money into your family? What would happen if you did this? Why would you spend time building a business with Isagenix? And listen to their answers. Say nothing and just listen. Listen so that you can understand why this would be important to them. And it's really important to keep track of which customers of yours are ready to share. You can do this on a whiteboard or in a notebook or even on your Leader in Action worksheet, just written out on the side. I have lots of scribbles all over my worksheet. I've got lots of moving parts, but I keep focused on who is ready to share. It is so important that you have it written down somewhere so that you can support these customers. And go as far as setting a goal with them on when they will rank advance and what that rank is. And don't forget about your own rank advancement goals. Remember, you earn points in this category for those also. So set your personal goals each month, and then you will earn your points in this third category. Let me see it. Do you have your goal? What is your next goal for yourself? Let me see some goals in the chat. Make that your next goal for this third category in your Leader in Action worksheet. And now you have the third piece of your puzzle in place. The fourth and final piece are your active week points. This is your paid as rank for each week. Now, on your worksheet, you will see the active weeks listed at the bottom with each rank and the points that you can earn for that rank. It is important to know the 3 ranks that you can earn points for in this category: manager, director, and executive. Manager is when you have 2 consultants. Director is when you have 6 consultants. An executive is when you have 10 consultants. Now, you will earn points in this category when you are actively that rank for the entire week, Monday through Sunday. Now, how do you make that happen? Go back to everything you just learned for categories 1 through 3. If you put these into action every single week, you will likely have points in this category. It's so important to create daily habits with everything that you have learned. Remember, it's not so much about how many reach outs or how many follow ups you do each day, but it's just more about doing them consistently every single day. When you make it a daily habit, it won't feel like work and it will just come so naturally. One of the most important things that worked for me was when I committed to completing this Leader in Action worksheet every week. It was when I picked an accountability partner to share it with every Monday morning, regardless if every column had numbers in it or they were just zeros. I knew I was committed to turning those zeros into points. And I had someone who would hold me accountable to doing just that. Who's committed to picking an accountability partner to work with when this segment is over? Let me see your hand up in the air. Repeat after me. I am committed. Let me hear it again. I am committed. Set a goal for that next week and tell your accountability partner what it is. I love to write my goal in the corner of each column just so I have a visual of what I'm working towards that week. All of these things will help you earn points in this fourth category. And that is the final piece of your puzzle. Now let's go back to your Leader in Action formula and look at the 4 pieces that make it all come together. Piece 1 is your enrollments. Piece 2 is your customers' enrollments, 2 PET enrollment points. Piece 3 is your customer or you rank advancing. And piece 4 is your active week rank. Once you have a number in that final row for each category, your puzzle is complete. And you will see the big picture of your dream life. Now, before I close, I want to go back to that moment, the moment that I made a choice. It wasn't easy. It was new to me, and there were puzzle pieces everywhere. But you know what? I committed to do the work. I focused on the right habits, the habits that moved me toward my goals and the life I was designing. And I committed to consistency, especially when things were hard. And as you can imagine, with anything worthwhile, I had challenges. I had wall kicking moments. And there were moments where I thought it would be easier to just quit. And I want to say something to all of you right now. I never said this was going to be easy. What I said was it's worth it. Think back to your puzzle and the big picture of your life. Some pieces are not always going to fit together perfectly. You may think you have it all mapped out, and then when you go to work, pieces get turned around and upside down. And you might lose a piece temporarily, completely. Heck, you might lose many pieces. Or it might seem so overwhelming that you don't even know where to start or which piece to pick up first. But from my experience, when we focus on this formula and see how these pieces fit together, it gives us a map to follow. and it holds us accountable to our dreams and our goals. And like I said a couple of minutes ago, it isn't going to be easy. However, it's going to be worth it. I think about every time someone said no. I think about every wall kicking moment. I think about the times I wanted to quit. And then when I look into my boy's eyes and I think back to that moment, the moment I truly committed and realized it was worth it. This has been one of the most incredible journeys of my life. And it allows me to be there for every important milestone of my boy's life. I no longer am desperate for the weekend because with Isagenix, I truly get to change lives and contribute at the highest level with some of the coolest people on the planet. So let me ask you, if you are ready for your moment, if you're ready to truly embrace this moment and this opportunity, make some noise. I will definitely see you at the top. Over to you, Mac and Marcella.
Thank you so much, Kristen. You did a great job hosting that segment. But I want to know, how great were Del Rey, Steven, and Sonia?
They were amazing. If you enjoyed it as much as Mac and I did, put a 1 in the chat.
You know what my favorite part was, Marcella? Is when each of them shared exactly what's working for them today when it comes to connecting or following up or sharing this rewarding opportunity. But everyone, I have an easy question for you. What did you learn? Or better yet, what is something you're going to use today, not tomorrow? I'm talking about today in your business. Put that in the chat. Take time to type that out in the chat. Because you know what? This business is all about learning from each other. So take time to put what you learned in the chat right now. But while everyone's sharing, Marcella, what was your favorite part?
I loved how Kristen wrapped it all in a beautiful bow with the leader in action formula. That formula makes it so easy to tell you what you need to do every single day. But they all did such a great job.
I know, you're absolutely right. That leader in action makes it so simple. Okay, everyone, Marcella and I really need your help for this next part. We need your participation. Get the chat fingers out, okay? Just like this, get them ready, because we're going to need you to put a few things in the chat, because we're here to talk about our Isagenix events.
Isagenix has amazing events, from Isagenix Academy to the University in Action with David T.S. Wood. You can expect training and tools to help take you to your next level. And I can't wait to bring these events in person next year.
In person.
Next year.
Marcella just dropped a huge bomb on everyone. We're back in person in 2022. That's incredible.
Yeah.
We're going to get to see David T.S. Wood in person?
In person.
Ah, my goodness. I'm telling you, that was a game changer for me, that University in Action. I cannot wait for in person. But I'm kind of impatient, Marcella, and I know there's plenty out there. Like, I don't want to wait till 2022. And if you're like me and you want to experience the Isagenix culture and learn from the very best, then local associate-run events like Sip and Samples, in-home trainings, or my favorite, Super Saturdays, that's where it's at. But my favorite part about local associate-run events is you don't have to wait till 2022 to experience them in person.
That's right. We have several big leader-run events coming up over the next 90 days. If you live close to Washington, Florida, Tennessee, Minnesota, New Jersey, Michigan, or Pennsylvania, be sure to get your ticket today. There will be more and more associate-run events added in the coming weeks, so be sure to check out isagenixevents.com every day.
Okay, Marcella just challenged everyone. You got to go to Isagenix events every day, because when you go to isagenixevents.com, that's where you'll find all of our associate-run events and any upcoming events like next year's celebration. In fact, let's talk about next year's celebration, our flagship event. Put the word yes in the chat if you've enjoyed this event so far. But I have some bad news, everyone. Next year's celebration, 2022, it's not going to be virtual anymore. I'm sorry. Now, I can sense right now, Marcella,
no one's disappointed.
No one's disappointed. I think they're all pumped. They're like screaming. They're like cheering. They're doing the happy dance at home. I can tell it.
Since this will be our first in-person celebration in 2 years, how many of you would like to know where we're headed? Type me in the chat.
Me, this guy. I want to know.
Okay, well, before I show you, how about we put some guesses in the chat?
I think stop delaying this, okay? I want to know. They want to know. Tell us, Marcella, where are we going for Celebration 2022?
Okay, let's roll the clip.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. Shine, darling, go ahead and shine. My dear, 'cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. Shine, darling, go ahead and shine. My dear, 'cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Orlando.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's Orlando for 2022. We've never been there before. It's going to be exceptional. And it's our 20-year anniversary. It's going to be a special event. So I know all of you at home are thinking, Mac, I can't wait, but how much is it going to cost? What are the ticket prices? So let's go through what the ticket pricing is going to be. So let's start with the most expensive price. Starting on May 1st, 2022, and this includes at-the-door pricing, it's going to cost you $199 for our biggest, best event of the year. But if you purchase your tickets from January 10th to April 30th, 2022, it's only going to cost you $179.
I think we could do better than that.
Yeah.
So why don't we do next Monday, August 2nd through January 9th, 2022? Celebration tickets will just be $159. That's an amazing deal for our largest, most significant event all year.
$159, you guys. That is a killer price for our 20-year celebration. But I think we can reward everyone for tuning in with an even better price. In fact, if you agree with me, type the word better in the chat right now if you think we can do a little bit better. All right. So for this weekend and this weekend only, okay, and I'm talking about Saturday, July 31st through Sunday, August 1st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. This weekend only, you can get your Celebration Orlando 2022 tickets for $129. Now, that's a $30 savings per ticket for the price that you're going to pay on Monday. $129. That's an incredible deal.
That is an incredible deal. But not only are we going to give you a great deal, but for everyone who purchases 5 or more tickets, we're going to put your name in a drawing for 5 all expense paid trip to join us to Orlando for next year's celebration.
That's incredible. My mind's been blown. Not only are you going to get the best deal, but if you buy 5 or more, that's you plus your 4 best friends or you plus your 4 best leaders, you're going to get in a drawing for a free trip. That's pretty good. And remember, we all know that celebration is best when you bring your team with you. And so I have a really big question for all of you. Right now, you're live, you're tuning in, you're hearing this amazing opportunity at Celebration 2022. But what about your team that isn't tuning in? How are you going to let them know? Are you going to text message them? Are you going to email them? Are you going to have a team call, carrier pigeon? It doesn't matter. We want to make sure that you get your team involved because we all know an exceptional celebration experience all comes down to sharing that experience with your team. Don't wait. Reach out to your team today so they can join you in Orlando for 2022.
To order your tickets, it couldn't be easier. Go to isagenixcelebration.com, click the Buy Tickets Now button, choose the amount you want, and check out. That's all there is to it.
No ticket limits?
No ticket limits, and you must take 5
Oh, yeah, right.
in order to be registered for the drawing.
That's it. That's what it is all about. Don't delay. Do it today. My favorite rhyme. That's the best. Now, as you're all going to isagenixcelebration.com to purchase your celebration tickets, many of you might be wondering, what about New Year kickoff and when can I buy those tickets? Well, you won't have to wait too much longer. In the coming weeks, we'll release all of the details surrounding our 20-year anniversary New Year kickoff event. Now, Marcel and I are about to send you to a break, but before we do, let me remind you what's coming up after the break. Now, you're going to learn from our keynote, one of our Wellbeing Collective members, Chris Doe. And Chris is going to tell you about these real life tips to strengthen your social media presence, taking your social game to that next level.
After Chris, you're going to learn from Alvy Shepard all about the power of the Isagenix community.
I'll tell you what, we're bringing Jessica Rigner back to help us close out the event.
And don't forget about the gala this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's always a highlight of celebration. Okay, so we're going to give you a 15-minute break. That should give you all ample time to get your tickets purchased for Orlando 2022 for Celebration. Make sure you buy 5 or more to be in the running for a free trip to Celebration.
That's it. Take this time, use it wisely, you guys. Okay, so everyone, set your timers for 15 minutes, and we'll see you right after the break.
Enjoy the break, everyone.
Take myself to where the skies are blue, to where we swam when I met you. Stay here. I spent the best days of my life with you. Watching clouds form in the distance, I watch the sunset on the beach with you.